Warning: federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107.
Hey, it's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby.
Let's talk about real life issues, love and relationships. Let's have a good time with the missus. Let's talk about celebrities. Let's talk about current events. Let's talk about the things you don't see on regular TV. So join us on BGT Time. Oh, so join us on BGT Time. Oh, so join us on BGT Time. BGT Time, yeah, yeah. BGT Time.
When they see me, they know that every day when I'm breathing, it's for us to go farther. You know, every time I speak, I want the truth to come out. You know what I'm saying? Every time I speak, I want to shiver. You know, I don't want them to be like, they know what I'm going to say because it's polite. And even if I get in trouble, you know what I'm saying? That ain't that what we're supposed to do? But I know if I keep talking about how dirty it is out here, somebody going to clean it up.
There's nowhere on God's green earth that anyone can be reckless driving, running through red lights, and have a deceased body in the car and walk away. Do the right thing. Have some integrity about yourself.
To do a welfare check because he had not heard from the mother since December.
We went to the house to check on what was going on there and had no idea that there were kids there, let alone kids in grave situations.
That boyfriend allegedly told detectives that he choked his 17-year-old girlfriend before tossing her body in the backyard.
Hey, I forgot again. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey. It's your girl, the missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. We have a show. I have a show for y'all tonight. Y'all know how I come. Y'all know how I do. Welcome to BGT Time. I don't know what's going on with my Roku. The guy, he said he fixed it. I'm gonna have to figure out something. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure out something. So if you're watching on other platforms and Roku, you're gonna have to pull it up on your YouTube on your TV. If you pull it up from YouTube on your TV, you will definitely be able to find PGT Time. And time is spelled with the Y. You must not forget, time is spelled with the Y. Okay? So again, I apologize. I don't know if Roku is working until I hit go live. And so unfortunately it's showing that it's not working. But don't worry about it. The show must still goes on. It must still goes on. Okay? So let's get started with our Peachy Loved One of the Week, baby. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Each Peachy Loved One get 2 weeks of spotlight. Basically keeping the loved one's name alive. Not just them coming on the show, but we will also be featuring one Peachy Loved One of 2 weeks. So they get 2 weeks of shine, baby. 2 weeks of shine. These people that I would be bringing up, they were murdered. Okay, and we put them on a flyer. They have been on Peachy Tea Time before, so you could go and you could check out their story on YouTube and Roku TV. Okay, so right now, as of today, make sure y'all hit those like buttons. Okay, make sure y'all hit those like buttons. Subscribe to my page, all that. This is Miss Tiana Dye. Miss Tiana Dye. She is our Peachy Loved One for 2 weeks. 2 weeks spotlight where we're just keeping a loved one's name alive. So please, please, please go to YouTube or to Roku TV and you can see the full story with her mom on the show doing the interview with me, Jason, and Charlotte. So please tune in. Please, please, please go watch it. All right, y'all. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this event. You know, I got to get all the announcements out the way first. This event, Remember Me Banquet, I hosted it on Saturday, baby. On Saturday, we had a great, when I say a great grand old time, okay? So there was a highlight from that event that I hosted. And I said, oh, I want to show them to my viewers. For those that didn't see it, or if they did see it, they didn't catch this part. So this was one of the memorable moments for me when I hosted at Remember Me Banquet. Shout out to Khadijah. Shout out to Khadijah, baby. She was the founder of the event. And she asked me to host it, and I said yes. She had been on Peachy Tea Time before. Rest in peace to Akir Muhammad. That is her son. And she'd been on Peachy Tea Time before. She was honored at the event that I hosted and that I basically created. Stop the Violence Awareness Campaign at Stonecrest Mall. Yes, we had a grand old time. And she was one of the moms that I honored. So she ended up asking me to host the event. I said yes. So this was one of the highlights for me. When I was introducing everybody up to come and speak, perform, whatever, they would come and they would get the mic from me and then they would perform. But it was 3 steps you had to walk up to get on the stage, okay? And I never went on the stage until this happened. Here we go.
Thank you, E. Morgan. Thank you so much for making me climb the stairs and the song just as well. Now everybody else been waiting till I came back here. But not E. Morgan. But thank you, E. Morgan. That was wonderful. Give E. Morgan a round of applause, everybody. Yes. Now, I must go back to Miss Mo again. Miss Mo, before we bring up the next person. Now, with your therapy, do you do marriage counseling and all that stuff?
Wait now. Take a couple pictures of her.
Individual therapy, family therapy, absolutely.
Okay.
Everything involves in counseling.
Okay. Now, me and my husband, we've been married for 18 years on July 7th this year. Yes, and we've been together for 26 years. Together. So when I got with my husband, I was 19 years old. Had no kids at all. Yes. And then we had our first child when I was 35 years old. So right now my son is 10, and then I have a daughter that's 7. And they are so sweet. You know, when you were saying that, you know, they could do nothing wrong and all that. I was like, oh, I should start saying that too. Until you said, nah, you know, we don't say So I get that. But we're having issues with discipline. You know, my husband wants to do punishments. I've never been on punishment before. My mom just whipped me and then let me go back outside and play with my friends. And that was it. So that's what we're having, you know, issues with. So when I call you, that's all we need help with. Is the discipline of these kids.
You gotta be consistent and united front. Both of you guys have to have an understanding of what.
Husband, close your ears for a second. Because he says the same exact thing.
You guys have to be on the same accord, and then you come as a united front. So they can't come to you with one thing and dad with one thing. We're all on the same page. So we're gonna get the same. It's gonna be black and white all day. Because kids are very manipulative. They know how to pick apart. Trust me.
And I can still see them as them little babies, where they can't do nothing wrong. And husband like, no. You're changing before I like, okay, you doing me the same way.
All right. When I tell y'all, we had a marvelous time. I really enjoyed hosting. It's definitely something that I'm going to continue to do in the future. As all them people I done paid to come and host my own events, I'm like, I could have did my own. I ain't have to pay nobody. I could have did it my damn self. Explicit language. Explicit language, and also allegedly. Pooh tried to tell me. He tried to tell me. But I was like, nah. We got to hire somebody to do this. No, we don't. All right. Podcast of the year. Please go and vote. We have been nominated for Podcast of the Year 2025. Yo ATL Raps, baby. Okay, and that's where you go to vote. www.yoatlraps with the S.com. Take a picture right now, and then you'll have the website that you go and you vote. Look for page 2. If you look for page 2, go straight to Podcast of the Year, and you will see us. PGT time. Yay. All right. Let's get started with this show. Because I got some clips for y'all tonight. Okay. So let's get started. This one is called Passenger Rider. Y'all, this reminded me of one of the stories that we had on PGT Time. For those that was not aware of this story that we had on PGT Time, Sabrina Mackey and her daughter, India Mackey. India was murdered. So watch this. We got a few clips on this. And here we go.
Douglas County is looking for some answers this morning. Deputies found her son dead in a car while doing traffic stops.
Atlanta News First Sarah Hammond is live at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. So Sarah, we're trying to get some information from investigators. What do we know?
Well, we are still waiting on some key details in this case, but the Sheriff's Office, what they've told us so far is that a young man was pulled over for a traffic stop on I-20 on January 29th, and they say deputies found the body of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell in that car. They say they took the driver to the sheriff's office for questioning, but they let him go pending the outcome of the investigation, saying he was being cooperative. They say the district attorney's office has been briefed on the facts of this case. But Mitchell's mother, Kenya Mitchell, says this is what an officer at the sheriff's office told her the driver said.
The person who shot and confessed to shooting my son is at home within hours of them finding my son's body in the car with this young man that was supposed to be purchasing a gun from my son.
Now, to be clear, the sheriff's office has not publicly said if Mitchell was shot. They also have not said why the driver was initially pulled over in the first place. We are working to get that information. Live from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, Sarah Hammond for Atlanta News First.
Thank you, Sarah.
Now, if I heard correctly, and that's why we have y'all on here just as well, If I heard correctly, they said that, well, she said that this young man was buying a Moscatul from her son. From her son. They have been found at a traffic stop with this young man's body in the car. They has taken this young man to the police station for about 4 or 5 hours, allegedly. Everything's allegedly on PC time. Allegedly. And let him go home. That don't sound right to me. Why would you let him go home? Why? Why? I think he need to be in there a whole lot longer. Probably until everything is resolved. He don't need to be out in the public. He's riding around with a dead body in the car. And he confessed to y'all and told y'all, allegedly, that he did it. Why did he get a chance to go home? You can't believe what everybody say. You know? But let's move on. We're finna move on. This stuff is supposed to be in order. Why is it not in order? Well, here we go.
Mother in Douglasville wants justice after she says authorities released the man who admitted to shooting her son with no explanation. These are photos of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell. According to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office, deputies found him dead in the passenger seat of a car during a traffic stop. The driver was taken in for questioning and then let go. 11 Alive's Angelina Salcido is live from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office where the family spoke this afternoon. Angelina, Malachi's mother believes the driver should be in bars here tonight.
And Jennifer, Kenya Mitchell says that deputies told her that the driver they pulled over shot Malachi. It has been almost a week and still this family has no answers. Without time to grieve,
We don't have any answers.
Malachi Mitchell's family is busy fighting.
Making sure that Malachi has justice.
Kenya Mitchell steadfast in her pursuit for answers, worried the system is protecting the suspect instead of her 21-year-old son.
This perpetrator who shot my son, who admitted to shooting my son, is at home with his family.
Late January 29th, Mitchell says Malachi left home around 11:30. The family didn't know he was leaving, but later learned Malachi agreed to meet the driver and sell him a gun.
We had the location of Malachi's iPhone.
Early the next morning, she pinged her son's phone, and that address that she found brought her to this location close to I-20 off of Thornton Road. When she got here, she says she found 3 deputies but didn't see her son. That's when she went straight to the Douglas County Sheriff's Office.
And the first question they continue to ask me, how did you know to come to the location?
Deputies later identified Malachi as the person they found dead in the back of the vehicle they pulled over. Detectives questioned the driver and let him go.
There's nowhere on God's green earth that anyone can be reckless driving, running through red lights, and have a deceased body in the car and walk away.
Outrage, Mitchell's emotional plea to the driver's family is,
do the right thing. Have some integrity about yourself.
Now, she is asking the driver to turn themselves in. The GBI is handling Malachi's autopsy. I'm told that that is still pending. When it comes to the sheriff's office, they continue doing their investigation. Once that is done, they are going to send their findings over to the Douglas County State Attorney for review and possible prosecution. We're live tonight in Douglasville. Angelina Salcido, 11 Alive News.
County mom is grieving the loss of her child almost a week ago. Law enforcement say they found his body in the car when they pulled over a driver for a traffic violation.
And investigators have not filed any charges yet. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart is live in Douglasville at the County Sheriff's Office with more. Kevin?
Investigators say they're still working on this case. This entire experience for the mother has been extremely painful.
Kenya Mitchell is still so hurt, agonizing over the loss of her 21-year-old son, Malachi.
He was a strong, level-headed, kind, caring man.
Her emotion compounded with seething confusion about the investigation.
Not once have we had any compassion, any closure, any answers, not even my son's body.
All this began last Wednesday. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office confirms deputies conducted a traffic stop near Thornton Road and I-20 and discovered the driver and a deceased Mitchell inside. After questioning the driver, detectives let the person go.
So what happened? Where's the man that shot my son? Nobody has any answers. We're still investigating.
Mitchell believes her son was legally conducting a private sale of a gun to the driver. Tuesday afternoon, she and supporters gathered outside the Douglas County Sheriff's Office to demand answers. Investigators will only say the case is still under investigation, and their findings will be passed on to the district attorney for review. The department reported threats against the driver's family have led to heightened patrols by the Sheriff's Office. Still, Mitchell wonders, how can a person be caught with a body in a car on a traffic stop and be cleared to go home so soon, and there's still no resolution?
And for them to be protecting his family and him is beyond my understanding. You're creating a narrative.
Now, the body has not been released to the family because the GBI says that the autopsy has not been completed. I'm told that should happen soon. The mom insists she didn't know that until today when the media told her. Reporting live in Douglasville, Kevin Stewart.
This is absolutely ridiculous. That's what this is. Absolutely. If this don't sound like a cover-up, I don't know what is a cover-up. I don't know what is. This, like, what could have been, what did this boy tell y'all? For y'all to believe that he ain't had nothing to do with it and y'all let him walk and go home and get in his bed and go to sleep. I hope his mattress is sitting on the floor and not on, what's them things called that the mattresses sit on? Baby, what is it called? The frame. I hope he don't have a headboard and it's just sitting on the floor. I hope he got to sleep on the doggone box spring. Like, what could you have said to the police officers that they believed you unless you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody and you know somebody that knows somebody because they know somebody inside the police department, inside the FBI, inside detective units, wherever. And they making sure you don't go to jail. That's the only thing I can think of. Again, Sabrina Mackey's story. Y'all can find India Mackey's story. You can find that on PGT Time. Sabrina is her mom, and Sabrina was on the show telling her loved one's story along with her daughter, her other daughter, Isis. So shout out to them. Similar story. Only difference is India actually recorded, taped her killer putting the bullets in the gun. But she was found in the car because of a traffic stop. Because he was driving crazy. Just like this lady said. He was running lights. And you still let him go home? Oh, yeah. Yeah. We need pressure on this story. We need pressure on this story. But then again, something occurred. And I do have it for y'all tonight. Here we go.
1-year-old Malachi Mitchell, who was killed in a shooting during a gun sale in Douglas County, now responding to statements put out by the Douglas County Sheriff's Office about her son's death and why no arrests have been made. She's also taking legal action. Fox 5's Eric Mock joins us from the live desk. Eric, he spoke with Mitchell's mother one-on-one.
Absolutely, Eric. And she says the Douglas County Sheriff's Office narrative that they've now put out confirms what she already knew, and she doesn't understand how that precludes arresting her son's killer. Now, on Thursday, the Sheriff's Office released a video statement confirming certain details about the shooting death of 21-year-old Malachi Mitchell. Investigators confirmed Mitchell was selling someone a gun in a car on January 29th when Mitchell and the buyer struggled over the gun, and the buyer pulled out his own weapon and shot Mitchell. Deputies pulled over that buyer after he was driving erratically and discovered Mitchell dead in the front seat. They're now saying they let the driver go because the driver thought he had been set up and was being followed. Mitchell's mother, Kenya Mitchell, told me today this confirmed what they already knew, that this person shot and killed her son and has yet to face any consequences for that.
Malachi Mitchell is the victim. I'm not understanding why an arrest has not been made. However, if Douglas County is not going to do their job, me as his mother will make sure I do my job. And our family attorney will make sure she does her job.
And by that, she means their family attorney has now filed a civil lawsuit against the shooter, who police have not yet identified. Now, Kenya tells me this suit aims to get justice for her son and will hold the shooter civilly liable for her son's death. Now, we reached out to Douglas County Sheriff's Office multiple times for interviews about this, but we still have not heard back from them about that. At the live desk, Eric Mott, Fox 5 News.
I thought I saw a clip that that showed that he had got arrested. But let me look. I'ma search before the end of the show. All right, we have, hold on, A Real Don's. Yeah, A Real Don's podcast is in the building. So y'all make sure y'all go and check out A Real Don's podcast. All right over there on YouTube. Y'all check it out. Thank you so much for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. A Real Don's podcast. And Mama Peach, thank you, girl. I love Mama Peach. That's my mama. Thank you for joining Mama Peach. And BG is in the building. Let's do some shout outs, okay? Let's do some shout outs. Y'all know I try my best to do the shout outs. Unfortunately, we be having so many people on, we can't give everybody name. So I'm just gonna start naming folks. Amber Vendale, Lena Baker, Tracy, Moffitt, Mama Peach, Shaniqua. I miss my friend Shaniqua. But that's Shaniqua. What is this? I'm who? I'm who? I'm who to know right. I'm who to know right. Carmisha Hayes, Wanda, not taking no ish. Okay? She ain't taking no ish. Latwana Poole, Janicia, Sharan, Naya, Vonda, Carol, Mary, Sarita. Hi, Sarita. Hi, Mimi. That's Tamika Judge. Whitney. Yeah, it's so many, y'all. It's so many. Whitney, I don't know. Whitney, I'm sorry if you watch. I didn't mean to do that. Tyasia Griffin, Charlotte Taylor, Miss Joyce is in the building. Amber. Hey, cousin. Amber Donald. Letitia Harris, Cheryl Bod, and so many more. So many more. All right. So thank you all so much for joining. But we got to get this show going. We got to keep it going. We got to keep it going because we got some clips for y'all tonight. So let's go. I had all these in order. Let's do a Baby Daddy Ain't Ish. Sorry, baby daddies. This ain't for all of y'all. This is not for every single one of y'all. Not at all. This is just the one that get on our nerves. That decides to get on camera and say some stupid ish. That's what yes. That is who the name of this clip is for. All right. Here we go. Baby daddy ain't ish. I know y'all heard about this story. I'll give my commentary when we come back.
The mother of 2 children who likely died from hypothermia in a car is speaking out tonight. Her 9-year-old son and 2-year-old daughter were found unresponsive after spending the night in the Hollywood Casino parking garage.
Over the past 24 hours, questions have been raised about why the family didn't get help. During a press conference today, Mayor Mike Duggan revealed that family called the city in November, but nothing was done.
For whatever reason, this wasn't deemed an emergency that caused an outreach worker to visit the family.
Tonight, I sat down with that mother. She is 29-year-old Tatiana Williams. She told me she and her 4 children had been living in their van for the past 3 months.
They said it was carbon monoxide. Or I don't know what it is. There's so many stories going around. I haven't even got the right story for my own kids. But one thing I do know is they could never be cold in that car. Because I keep gas in that car. I do what I got to do to keep them kids with heat. So it's not hypothermia. My kids could have never froze to death. But I called everybody. I called out of state. I called different cities. I called Detroit. I got on the cam list. I've been on the cam list for a long time. Nobody. Every time I call, they say there's no shelter, no bed. I thought I was doing the right thing. I tried to keep them warm at night. That's it. I was just trying to keep them warm. Nobody helped me. It took me to lose 2 of my kids to get this help. I don't feel good about it.
Okay, so this was sad. I brought y'all this on Wednesday. Last Wednesday, I did not show the clip. I just told y'all that I have found it. I showed y'all that I have found it, and I showed y'all what the baby daddy had to say. But I told y'all what the baby daddy had to say. I didn't show y'all. So I told y'all I was going to bring it to y'all on Monday, and that's what I am doing. Okay? Now, this young lady, it was a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old. 9-year-old and 2-year-old allegedly. And they froze in the car. They was in a van, from what she said. Now, in this van, it was her and her mama in the van. She had 4 kids in the van. So that's 4 plus her mama and her. That's 6. Then her mama had 2 kids. That's 1. That's 2. 2 kids. So all in all, that's 8 kids that was in the car. 8 people. 8 human beings in the van. And they had been sleeping. She had been sleeping in her van. And I'm assuming her kids. And possibly her mama and the siblings too. But they had been sleeping in this van, allegedly, for 3 months. And then the news found the dad. Once 2 of the kids is gone, she got 3 kids by this dude. She got 4 kids, but 3 of them is by this dude that y'all about to see. I'm not gonna call him a man. I'm calling him a dude. It's been 3 months that she says she been homeless. And this dude is about to speak. If you watched the show last Wednesday, you know what I said that he said. So, if you watched it, then you're going to hear a repeat. But if not, then you're going to hear what he got to say. And I'm not going to repeat it. Here we go. sad. So messed up.
Other big story of the night, a father speaking to us tonight after learning 2 of his kids died from exposure to the cold in a casino parking lot.
Yesterday, 7 News Detroit reporter Darren Cunningham spoke to the mother of those 2 kids about the tragic situation.
Yesterday, I woke them up to wake them up from school. My son wasn't moving. And I kept saying, Freddie, please get up. Please.
Well, tonight, Darren is getting the father's side of this story, hearing about the moment he learned 2 of his children had passed away.
Darnell Curry Sr. wiped away tears while talking with me about his children, Darnell Jr. and Amelia, and the distressing phone call he says he took from their mother, Tatiana Williams, on Monday.
I went to the gym. As soon as I got on the treadmill, she called saying, can I make it to the hospital right now? I was hoping it was a sick joke, but it wasn't.
According to Detroit police, 9-year-old Darnell Jr. and 2-year-old Amelia died while sleeping in a vehicle at the Hollywood Casino at Greektown parking garage. Investigators say the cause appears to be hypothermia, a tragedy stemming from homelessness.
I tried. I asked for help. I asked everybody, even people out of state. But I tried. I tried to keep hotels. I tried to pay people to stay there. It wasn't working for me. You know, people just didn't like too many kids at their house.
I spoke with the children's mother Tuesday evening. She told me she's been living in her vehicle for 3 months, along with her 4 kids, her mother, and 2 teenage siblings. She says she reached out to Curry, who's the father of 3 of her children.
I asked him, I said, can you get your kids for me? I said, I need help. You know I'm homeless. I done kept a room this long. I couldn't keep it no more.
They were homeless. Had Tatiana ever reached out asking to...
No, she did not. All she said was, can I get them? Can I get them just to get them? And can I get them because y'all homeless? That's 2 different things.
She said she had been homeless for 3 months.
That's what I saw, about 3 months, but she ain't never said nothing to me. Nothing. So all them other sob stories, they can cut all that. No, she did not.
Curry, who lives in Novi, says Williams never specified why she wanted to drop their kids off to him.
She just asked, can I get them for a couple of days? But I told her I'm working and all that, and I'm out here. We're not close to each other, so I couldn't. But she knows all my family is right around the corner from her.
Did she reach out to any of your family?
No, she did not. And she knows she could have. Like we always used to do.
He says the last time he held his children was a month or 2 ago, and that they typically FaceTime, moments he will miss. And there's a, police investigation into this. What is it you would like to see come of this? Obviously, nothing's going to bring back your 9-year-old and your 2-year-old.
Doesn't even matter to me. Can't get them back, so it's whatever.
Darren Cunningham, 7 News Detroit.
No, you cannot get them back. Our heart aches for this family. I mean, there's so many people reaching out, trying to help. And I would just say, to anybody in our community, if your children are cold and go inside somewhere, beg for help if you can, so nothing like this ever happens again.
And as I learned today, there are shelters. In those kind of situations, even if it's not ideal, shelters are your best policy at that moment.
Shelters, there are churches, there are people who will take you in. And I know she said she asked for help, so we are not blaming the mother because this is absolute heartache. But I'm speaking to anybody else out there. If you're in this situation, please go beg for help. Go knock on a church door. They will let you in before they let you stay out in the cold and your children could possibly die. That won't happen. Please knock on a door and ask for help.
Yeah, please do.
One thing people need to understand is that the devil take care of his own. So don't sit here and say, oh, go knock on the church, they'll let you in. Because if that's the case, a lot of churches will be filled up already with homeless people. So apparently that ain't gonna work either. They need more shelters. They need more safe shelters. That's important just as well. Just because it's a shelter, that doesn't mean it's safe. And either way it go, you got to close your eyes to go to sleep. And as a mother, you don't want to close your eyes, I'm sure, at a shelter. Because anything can happen. Anything can happen. You don't know them people in there. Not saying you shouldn't go. You should go, but be prepared to leave. Go and be prepared to leave. Some people go to shelters and they don't want to abide by the rules. So that's why they don't last there. But at the same time, at what this woman said, she has tried, she has reached out to people. She says people don't want to deal with 4 kids, plus you and your mama apparently, plus her other 2 kids. They don't want to deal with all that. That's why we have to do what we gotta do to make sure we don't get in those situations. And I'm not blaming them at all. But what I will say is this. Daddy, that man, he dead wrong. He dead wrong. I don't care. You are not the sole provider of your child. So if mama call you and say, please, I need you to get your kids, it shouldn't even be a question of why. Just okay. Just like you said, y'all used to ask people that live by her to watch y'all kids when y'all was together. You should have said, yeah, I get them. And you called them people. Your family. Not her family. Your family. You call them. And you say, hey, I got to go to work. Can you please watch Junebug and Lil Keisha? That's all you had to do. But to sit there and say no, and say, oh, she could have asked my family to do it. No, boo. It don't work like that. You contact your family and ask your family to watch your kids. That's simple. And then you say you was hoping it was a joke. No. We don't joke like this. We don't play games. We ain't gonna sit there and tell your kids it's gone when they ain't. And I hope, ladies, you ain't that ignorant and stupid and dumb to sit there and play games like that. And men, if there are women out there and you know them and they have been doing stuff like this, put their name in the chat. Put them on blast. Because no woman should play those games with a man. If somebody tell your child is gone, you instantly should believe it. And get on the first thing smoking to get to where they told you your child is at. I'm just saying. That's my personal opinion. Oh, now let's get into these comments. BG is going off in the chat. Bye. BG said the system is at fault. Apparently, there's millions of dollars being spent on hotel rooms and other social services. The kids deserved better than this. Lord have mercy. See, the thing is this, y'all. Even if the mama and daddy don't do right, that's the good thing about America. Even if y'all sorry asses decide not to do right, it's supposed to be some people on standby to make sure that your kids be okay. In case y'all didn't know that. When y'all, excuse me, Mama Peach, when y'all sorry ass parents that decide to lay down, have these kids, but decide, hey, I don't want to take care of them. I want to continue to have fun. When y'all decide to be sorry, there's other people on standby that would take care of your kids. You know, we pay taxes for those people to make sure that they can take care of your kids for y'all. Because y'all don't want to do what we do over here at Peach Tea Time. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to take care of your kids like we do over here. I ain't talking about just me. I'm talking about all of us as a part of Peach Tea Time. And when I say a part of PTT Time, even the ones that watch PTT Time. Y'all don't want to do that. So, but there are people that's supposed to do it. And guess what? When they fail to, then this is when we have to come and do these stories. Unfortunately. BG said he's not a father or a man. That's why I said dude. Oh, dude. She said men are supposed to provide. This is awful because the city received millions of those shelters to house others. Yes, but like I said, some of them, they don't want to abide by the rules. Some of the mamas just don't want to abide by the rules. They feel like if I gotta go to the shelter, I still should be able to do what I want to do. And no, it don't work out like that. You have to abide by the rules. There's other people living here. Hey, Carmen. I miss you, Carmen. We're going to have some more of our conversations. Beachy said, right, Beachy. All right. Mellow Top Dog. He said the Detroit shelters ain't, what is that? Ain't Cam? The Detroit shelters ain't Cam. Ain't Cam? I don't know what that's supposed to be. You see it? Well, no, you gotta see it. We still love you, Mello. He said they don't have no room. They can't help you. They don't never help down there. Never ever. And I can vouch for that myself. For Cam, yeah. They might as well get rid. Oh my gosh, he said they might as well get rid of it. That spot that's probably going to help nobody. So I'm assuming that the shelter is called Cam. Or I'm assuming, I don't know. But wow. To be able to sit here and say a shelter in your city ain't worth it. Ain't worth it at all. That's something. That means something. And I'm in the ATL. I know some of these shelters is ran down. Have I ever been in a shelter? No, I have not. But from what I hear about these shelters or just riding past them, I'd be scared to go in there with my kids too. The shelters is the name. The shelters is the name is Cam. Okay, Cam is the name of the shelter. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Open up more adamant buildings. There we go. They need something. They need something and utilize these churches. I'm gonna still say that some of these churches, they got all these different rooms inside these churches. And we mainly utilize the sanctuary. So utilize these churches for these shelters. Especially for the ones that got kids. Are you that inside? I guess you're that crazy. You don't think God would bless you, Pastor, if you let some of these homeless folks sleep inside your church? You get enough money in nonprofit organizations plus tax. You get enough and offering. You get a lot of money, especially if you go to our church. You get a lot of money. Utilize it and start helping these people out on the street. This should not have happened. That 2 kids that died in the car. I don't care if she ran out of gas, the car wasn't acting right, the car cut off on them, whatever. It shouldn't have happened in your city at all. That's all I'm saying. Mel said, I'm not from Detroit, but I signed up for the CAM program in Detroit. And no, they do not help at all. I can vote for that myself. Baby! Oh my gosh. We're going to have to get Mello. We're going to have to get you on the show, Mello. Mello, I'm finna put up. I am so serious, Mello. You know, sometimes we're going to have to put these folks on blast. We're going to have to put these folks on blast and start, making some stuff known. I'm trying to find it. I don't have it right now, but here it is. Here's something. You see, it does say give. But I want you to look at the email address. info@pgttime.com. You see that where it say the PayPal, Zelle, info@pgttime.com. That is my email address. info@pgttime.com. Email me your information because I would love to have you on the show. For you not to live in Detroit and decide to be a part of something that's in Detroit, that speaks volumes of you. So apparently, you do a little something, okay? Do a little something. So I want to make sure that we can highlight you on PGT Time, okay? Highlight you on PGT Time. We have a private investigator, y'all. We got a private investigator that will be coming on to PGT Time on this Wednesday. This Wednesday, y'all. Please. I hope I'm saying it right. But he is a former deputy. His name is Jamar Fuel. So please tune in. We will be making a special announcement just as well on that day. So I need y'all to tune in, okay? And meet Jamar. Okay, I'm so excited. About him coming Wednesday. I'm really excited. I see we got so much in the chat, but we have to keep going. We got to keep going. We got a lot of stories to cover tonight. Let's go into found off the highway. Found off the highway. Y'all ready to get into this? Let's see what this is about. Y'all know me. I just find something, anything. It don't matter. I'm going to find it, but it's definitely something that's the real deal. So here we go.
623, welcome back in. A heartbroken mother is still searching for answers after she got the worst news of her life. Her daughter was found dead along in the interstate. It's what some call the most horrendous scene they'd ever experienced in their life. That's in today's edition of Manhunt Monday.
I'm so sorry that this happened to her, and I honestly wish it was me instead of her, because I really want her to be here for her baby.
Sunday, February 4th, 2024, is the worst day of Kimberly Sistrunk's life. That was the day her daughter, Kelly's body was found in Marshall County, Mississippi. Sistrunk is breaking her silence and speaking publicly for the first time about the day Kelly disappeared. Sistrunk says on January 28th, Kelly left her Westwood home to make a quick trip to the store to grab some food. However, when she didn't return after several hours, Sistrunk got worried, and that worry would turn to panic when she saw Kelly's vehicle still sitting in her driveway.
Because she would never leave her baby overnight. She'll go out like young people do, but she would never leave the baby overnight.
Sistrunk called MPD, but says she was told she'd have to wait before filing a missing persons report. On February 2nd, Sistrunk filed that report, and officers started searching for Kelly. Sistrunk says she called and called, but Kelly never answered.
Her phone was dead. It was like it was off.
Sistrunk says Kelly left behind one key piece of evidence that helped police find her.
I had her tablet, and I checked her location. And I said, her location is pinging in Holly Springs.
Sistrunk called the Marshall County Sheriff's Office and met them on the scene. However, they didn't find Kelly. But the next day, deputies returned to the area and found Kelly's cell phone, her earbuds, and sadly, her body.
They asked me, did she have any tattoos? And I told them yes. She had her name tattooed on her back. And he said, well, Miss Sistrunk, it's a positive. It's Kelly.
Marshall County deputies say Kelly had been shot multiple times. Her body had been left in a wooded area along Highway 122 outside of Holly Springs.
It is one of the most horrendous scenes I've seen in my many years of investigation.
Deputies say they have a person of interest in Kelly's case, but not enough evidence to charge anyone. If you have any information about Kelly Sistrunk's death, You're urged to call the Marshall County, Mississippi Crime Stoppers at 855-473-4658. Your tip could help put a dangerous criminal in jail and some cash in your pocket. Remember, all calls are confidential.
Okay, I'm gonna have to redo that. Because I got Memphis over there in the corner, but they said call Mississippi Crime Stoppers, so we're gonna have to check that one out. But anyways, imagine being a mother. And we can't imagine it if it never happened to you. But being a mother and you get a phone call looking for your daughter or whatnot, you get a phone call and they say, did your daughter have any tattoos? That right there, my heart would have been pounding out my chest. Because for you to say that, I'm going to assume in my brain, you must have saw a tattoo. And then you, as a mother, you say, yes, my daughter had her name tattooed on her back. And they tell you, it's a positive. Your daughter is deceased. Talk about a mother's cry. A mother's scream. If you have never, ever heard a mother scream when they done lost their child, especially through gun violence. I mean, when you lose a child, period, it's devastating. The most hurtful thing you could ever deal with in your life. But when you hear that it's because of gun violence, especially if it's an innocent bystander, and you hear that mother scream, or when a person just loses a child, period, and you hear their cry, their scream, everything, baby, that's something you would never, ever, ever forget. Ever. We got to move on to the next clip. Because I go on and on and on. You done found my baby off the highway? What? Off the highway? The one that I birthed? The one that was good in school? The one that was just oh so cute and so sweet and then grew up and blossomed as this beautiful young lady? And you found her off the highway? That wouldn't sit well with me. We need to find her mama, y'all. Something just came over me just now. We need to find her mama and see if we get her mama on PGT time. All right? So let's go ahead and move on. Let's move on. First, let's go to a commercial break. Okay, let's get into a commercial break. Our Monday night commercial break. Now, y'all, remember, we do commercials over here on PGT time. I can make your own commercial. I can make it for you. All you gotta do is send me necessary information that I request, and I can make this commercial for you and play it on PGT time. Will it be a small fee? Yes, of course. Just a very, very small fee. I ain't trying to break y'all, but I can help y'all just like I help these families. I can help Black-owned businesses and any other businesses. But you know, we're about the culture over here. So all you gotta do is hit me up. I got the information for y'all. And I got you. I got you. And your commercial could be playing on here. I'm going to play a commercial for y'all tonight. Not this one, but another one. So y'all will see. I ain't playing no games about these commercials. But right now, here we go. The PGT time commercial. Yes. Hey, y'all. It's your girl, The Missus. The Missus with the kisses, baby. Mwah. Or you can just call me Miss Peachy. That's all good, too. Look, welcome to PGT time. And it's Monday where I'm solo dolo. Yes, solo dolo. Unless I have a special guest. But y'all make sure y'all tune in each and every Monday, okay? Each and every Monday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And don't forget to watch the other shows too. On Wednesday night, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, and on Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, y'all. I love y'all so much, but we got to head on back to this show, okay? Make sure y'all continue to watch this show. Bye. We out.
Having computer issues? Can't find a nearby computer store or tech? No need to worry, Computer Tech is a computer repair mobile service. Not in Georgia, no need to worry, Computer Tech can remote into your computer as well. Prices are starting as low as $40. Services are virus removal, data recovery, data transfer, hardware installation, software installation, computer tune-up, laptop and desktop, home and online. Contact 404-405-8515 and ask for Tony, and don't forget to tell them Ms. Peachy sent you.
All right, I went ahead and played it for y'all. I made Tony's commercial. I sure did. And Tony come over. Anyways, I made Tony's commercial. So y'all get a commercial just like that, or y'all get it better or a little bit less than that, whichever one. And we can play it on PGT time. I'm telling you, I got you. And then I made the one before that, which is the PGT time commercial for myself. Okay, so before we leave tonight, we will be playing the PGT time commercial for all three of my shows. In case this is your first time watching tonight, thank you and welcome to PGT time. Please subscribe, follow me, hit that like button, that thumbs up, whichever one. Just please do it, okay? And this is your neighborhood crime channel. That's what it is. Your neighborhood crime channel. And be lucky that you done saw alive for the first time, okay? Not that we don't do live, because all my shows are live, every last one of them. Unless I decide I can't do one tonight, and then I throw up a pre-recorded video. But besides that, we are very consistent over here at Peach Time every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday is me, Solo Dolo. I am the CEO, founder of PGT Time. I also have a 501c3 nonprofit organization called PGT Time Foundation, Inc. And then on Wednesday night is me, my co-host Jason for Wednesday nights, and also our counselor lady, Charlotte. And we have families that come on each and every Wednesday. And they tell their loved one story on how they was murdered through gun violence, domestic violence, the prison system, the police. We also do missing person cases and suicide cases. All right. And then Fridays, both those shows, Monday and Wednesday, come on at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 8 o'clock Central Time, and 6 o'clock Pacific Time. And then you have on Fridays, me and my husband, love and relationships, baby. We feel like we can do a little bit of something, let y'all know how it is, what we do, what worked for us, and we hope it could work for you, okay? And your marriage. So we talk about that on Fridays, and we are very raw and uncut, baby. We have a great time. I get mad sometimes. My husband get frustrated, but he is who he is. So make sure y'all gonna check us out every Friday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay? And that is y'all can figure the rest of it out. Let's move on to these clips because we got to go. We got to go. So let's move on to DV is real again. And y'all might be, what is DV? That's what y'all thinking. What is DV? DV is domestic violence. Baby, we finna go to Florida. If y'all ain't know about Florida, Charlamagne the guy said that the craziest people come from out of Florida. That's what he said, not me. That's what he said. But I am starting to believe him. Here we go.
to remember a teenage girl found dead outside a Northeast Miami-Dade home. Her boyfriend now under arrest, and deputies say he confessed to the crime. Local 10's Samir Nefsi live now in Miami Shores tonight with the latest details. Samir.
And Calvin, we can tell you this 17-year-old mother made her way down from North Carolina. This family still very much reeling, not only from this teenager's death, but a sibling that took place years prior.
Thank you, Father God, that we are here, Father God.
Family and friends coming together to honor the life of JNC Barthel.
I don't want her to be on my shirt. I want her to be physically here with me. To me, it's a shame that I have to put on a shirt to represent her. That's not something that I do, with pride. That's something that I do with humiliation and with my head down. I'm not happy about this.
Family members of the 17-year-old still processing her murder. Monday night, she was found dead outside of a Northeast Miami-Dade home following an argument with her boyfriend, Dominique Dumond.
As women, we need to be true to ourselves in the situations that we're in, and we need to be bold and open and honest. We need to seek for help, and our families just need to. Sometimes we have to save people.
Investigators with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office marking off this home along Northeast 2nd Avenue and 108th Street, later arresting Dumond.
You were arrested for one count of second-degree murder.
He faced a Miami-Dade judge Wednesday after telling investigators, quote, he choked the victim with his bare hands. The defendant then picked up the victim's lifeless body and disposed of it by throwing it in the rear yard of the residence.
As human beings, we need to be kinder to each other, and that we need to find God, and we need to love one another. I don't have a message for him.
While the 20-year-old remains locked up, loved ones keeping the memory alive of a teen whose life was cut short.
Jancy's an artist. She loves to draw. She's very creative. She's very good with cosmetics. She had a bright future ahead of her.
And Dumond remains behind bars. No bond was issued. If he is found guilty of this charge, he could face up to life in prison. The family has created a GoFundMe to assist with funeral arrangements. We have a link for you online at local10.com.
Girl who was found dead outside a home in Northeast Miami-Dade. Her boyfriend has now been arrested for murder. Detectives say he's already confessed to the crime. And Local 10's Sanella Sabovic is live in Northeast Miami-Dade with what she's learned today. Sanella.
And Calvin, those details are pretty horrific. That boyfriend allegedly told detectives that he choked his 17-year-old girlfriend before tossing her body in the backyard. We had a chance to speak to that victim's brother. He tells us that his family is heartbroken. His sister didn't deserve this.
My sister, she was just a loving person, caring.
Quincy Vincent is devastated, grieving the loss of his younger sister, 17-year-old Janice Barthold.
Just has so much of a heart. She loved everyone. She was just always so ongoing, energetic. She was positive all the time.
Barthold, who lived in North Carolina, was vacationing in South Florida. On Monday night, she went to see her boyfriend, 20-year-old Dominique Dumond, at his Northeast Miami-Dade home. They got into an argument, and then it got physical. Dumond is accused of killing her.
My sister was pronounced dead here. Nobody told me nothing at all.
Vincent found out about his sister's death Tuesday afternoon. He was not let into Dumond's home when he went searching for answers.
Nobody told me anything. I was just in a loss. The only thing I heard was last thing I heard was my sister was dead. So it was I was just really mad.
According to an arrest report, Dumond gave conflicting statements to homicide investigators, ultimately telling them he choked the victim with his bare hands. The defendant then picked up the victim's lifeless body and disposed of it by throwing it in the rear of the residence. Dumond faced a judge this morning where he was denied bond.
I have to be her. I have to show for her right now, basically. I'm standing for her justice.
And Quincy Vincent, along with other family members, will hold a memorial for his sister tonight at 7. They have set up a GoFundMe to help pay for funeral expenses. As far as Dumond is concerned, he is expected to make another court appearance tomorrow. That is the latest, reporting live out of Northeast Miami-Dade. Sanella Sabovic, Local 10 News.
I hate to hear that us as our community, I hate to hear that we always resort to GoFundMe for a funeral. There's nothing wrong with utilizing the GoFundMe. I've utilized the GoFundMe before. But it was for me to go to New York, PGT time, all of us. to go to New York for New York Fashion Week. And we was able to interview people. So it was me, Pooley, Jason, our photographer, videographer, Wendell, face card photos. He is also a traveling person. So so he could definitely come to you. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of this stuff that I show y'all, it just don't be right. It just don't be right. It just don't be right. But I gotta show it to y'all. This young lady, beautiful young lady. Beautiful. And he wasn't a bad looking guy himself. And his whole life is gone. His whole life is gone right now. Because he could not control his anger. They both got into it, yes. They both said some bad things, probably, yes. Allegedly. Because he could have just been doing all the bad talking, or she could have been doing. I don't know. We don't know because we wasn't there. But what we do know is that he couldn't control his anger. She probably couldn't either. But she ain't pull out a musketeer that we are aware of. They said what he did. Let's get into this last clip on this story. Here we go.
Now at 6, a 17-year-old girl strangled to death. Her body left lying on the ground in the backyard of a home near Miami Shores. And tonight, police say they know who killed her. The teen's 20-year-old boyfriend is being accused of violent crime. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us tonight. The victim's family is...
I'm going to start that over. 17 years old. And her boyfriend got that mad at her. And she wasn't number 17 years old. He got that mad. I'm assuming he wasn't in his 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s. I'm assuming. By looking at him, I'm assuming. I'm sure y'all assuming the same. He in his 20s. But she wasn't number 17. And she made you that mad. She ain't the only 17-year-old that's dating somebody in her 20s. That's 18, 19, 20 and up. No, she ain't the only one. But she made you that mad. She made you that mad. Okay. Here we go.
Now at 6, a 17-year-old girl strangled to death. Her body left lying on the ground in the backyard of a home near Miami Shores. And tonight, police say they know who killed her. The teen's 20-year-old boyfriend is being accused of violent crime. Good evening, I'm Elliot Rodriguez.
And I'm Lauren Pastrana. Thank you for joining us tonight. The victim's family is speaking out and demanding justice. CBS News Miami's Peter Dench joins us live from Northeast Miami-Dade with their powerful message. Peter?
Well, Lauren and Elliot, a new police report says the teenager was choked to death by her boyfriend. The victim's father told me he is trying to understand what happened to her here right at the home behind me. And the victim's aunt told us she is heartbroken.
I felt like my heart was over. I felt like everything was over with because she's 17. Why would anybody want to take a life from her like that?
The aunt of Janice Barthold shares her grief after Barthold's 20-year-old boyfriend, Dominic Dumont, was charged with second-degree murder in the death of the teenager. A judge finds probable cause for the charges.
That's a crime punishable by life in prison. If you're found guilty, I will appoint the public defender.
By telephone, Barthold's father told me he is overwhelmed by her death, and he did not even know she was living in South Florida.
She had a heartful soul. She was never mean to anyone. She was always there for anybody to learn any and everything.
An arrest report said when deputies were initially called to this home, Damon's mother said Damon claimed he was attacked by Barthold and an unknown man and fought them off. But the report said Damon later confessed he choked his girlfriend and threw her body into the backyard. Barthold's death prompts a plea from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office.
We're asking the public, if you know anyone or if you're involved in a violent domestic situation, please seek help. There are a lot of resources out there for you. You can remain anonymous. Or even if you have a friend that you suspect might be in a violent situation, please call the police. We're here to help and we want to try to avoid these situations.
Now, Barthold's father told us that his daughter had 2 other siblings and he thought she had been living in North Carolina with her mother. At this point, Damon is being held without bond and faces another hearing in the morning. We are live in Northeast Miami-Dade. Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
All right. We are back. I am not on mute. We are back. Again, I said what all I had to say on that one. You know, I don't know. I don't know what else that can be said off of that one right there. I do want to go over. Did I leave a clip out? I think we didn't show a clip. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know we live. Y'all know we live over here on PGT Time. Listen, we did play it. We did play it. I wanna did we play this? I don't think we played this, and this was something that I was supposed to play. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the second one. Cause I'm like, I know we missing something. I need to get the second clip of it too. Okay, there it is. Yeah, we was missing a story. Oh my gosh, we was missing a story. And this story we can't miss. We can't miss the story. Let me go ahead and play this now. Let me go ahead and play this now. Because I got something I gotta say about this one right here. Okay? I got something I got to say. So let me play this. Also, life insurance, y'all. Life insurance. Shout out to Carmen. Life insurance is so, so important. I try to preach that to y'all on PGT Time. I used to preach it all the time, but I slacked off a little bit. But life insurance is so, so important. So you don't have to do these GoFundMes. You don't have to go do these fish fries, chicken fries, taco parties. You don't have to do none of that. Cash out on your life insurance for you, your child, husband, whatever. Okay? So let's get into this clip. I cannot believe I almost forgot about this. I would have been so mad if I would have ended the show. Share this video right now. Hold on, let me put this up right now. Share this video right now before I get started. Hit that thumbs up button. Audit. Because what I'm finna show y'all, y'all finna be in disbelief. Y'all gonna try to tell y'all peoples about it, but they gonna have to see it to believe it. This is the story that they are going to have to see it to believe it. I'm finna even go and share on my page. I'm telling y'all, this is it. So I'm giving y'all the opportunity right now. I'm getting myself together so I can go and share right now with everybody. I'm live. Yeah. I'm live with a story you won't believe. Okay, I just typed it. I just typed that in there. Oh, hold on. Something happened. Okay. I just typed it right there. All right. I'm hitting share. I ain't got time to do all the hashtags and all that. But when I tell y'all, Y'all is not going to believe this. We have 2 clips on this. And when I tell y'all I'm about to go off, I'm about to go off. We done passed time for Instagram. Instagram look like they're still going. I don't know. But anyway, is y'all ready for this? Is y'all ready for this? Share right now. Share. This has happened in Oakland County. Oakland County. This just happened. Y'all about to see it go down. Here we go.
Yeah, literally. I mean, I found out about this on my way into work this afternoon, and there are no words. I mean, this is absolutely horrific. This is by far, I think, one of the worst stories we've ever covered here at Fox 2. And I want to warn everybody out there that the details are very disturbing.
If you think about the horrific ads you see on TV to spur donations for animals that have been abused or are living in terrible conditions, multiply that by 10.
A horrible story of abuse and abandonment. Investigators say 3 kids were living in a condo on Lydia Lane in Pontiac for years, alone in horrific conditions.
There was garbage, trash piled 3 and 4 feet high, covered with feces all through the house. It doesn't look like the toilet or the bathtub had been usable or workable for quite some time, primarily because of the feces and trash. I don't think they had basic hygiene knowledge of what to do. They hadn't been given hygiene products for years, toothbrushes, etc.
A 15-year-old boy and 2 girls ages 12 and 13 in the House of Horror since at least 2021, according to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Their mother or someone else would leave prepared food on the porch once a week.
They had basically been locked in the house without any kind of guidance or basic hygiene or any kind of education for years.
The kids were discovered Friday. The landlord called police and asked them to do a welfare check because he had not heard from the mother since December.
We went to the house to check on what was going on there and had no idea that there were kids there, let alone kids in grave situation.
Their 34-year-old mother arrested and being held at the Oakland County Jail. The children taken to an area hospital and are now in the care of a family member.
We showed up at the house. The young boy did have communication with the mom and said the police were there, and she said hide. When we took the kids out of the house, they had difficulty walking because their toenails were so long. They hadn't had any grooming. Incredibly disheveled and unkempt, hair very matted, filthy.
Authorities trying to figure out how this abuse went on for so long without anyone knowing about it.
It's pretty heartbreaking that the kids would have to live under those conditions. People just kind of get in their car and go. Another of my neighbors, we were just talking today, and she said to me, she said, look at all this snow. I don't see anybody out helping each other, shovel each other's snow. So I think people are just kind of just doing their own thing now and just kind of going in their places and closing the doors.
Still just so incredibly hard to believe that these kids were in this condo for so many years, never seeing the sunlight, never trying to leave. They were apparently spending their time watching TV and playing games, not in school. We know that they had been enrolled in Pontiac schools years ago, but what happened? Why did they fall through the cracks? And it just, I mean, it's mind-boggling that the girls that we talked about, ages 12 and 13, the sheriff says they were sleeping on pizza boxes, old pizza boxes. A lot more to come on this story, but just absolutely heartbreaking. Reporting live, Camille and Mary, Fox 2 News.
Yeah, heartbreaking doesn't even begin to describe it. It's deplorable, it's despicable, it's disgusting. And I think it's really poignant what this woman said at the end of your piece, that people maybe aren't paying attention to the sheriff address, anything in that realm, that folks need to maybe think a little more about what's happening next door and speak up if they see anything suspicious, so something like this doesn't have to go on for so long.
Yeah, I talked to another neighbor and she'd only lived there since September. And she said she never heard anything, saw anything, smell anything. Those condos are so close together. But I think that, it makes us pause and just think how busy we all are in our own lives. But maybe we need to think if we never see anyone coming and going, and maybe if we see, people did see that food being dropped off at that porch, that maybe we need to start asking more questions and start figuring out what's going on if something doesn't seem right. But I mean, why these kids were basically, they were locked in there for at least 4 years. I mean, like you said, this story it's hard to wrap your head around.
Miss Lacey, I am not about to let you and then one of them other hoes over there make me believe that this is my fault. That I need to pay attention to my neighborhood so close to where I know that it's some kids staying up in there. You will not blame me. You blame her mama and her daddy. Both of them. Both of them need to be locked up. Now, if daddy dead and gone, God rest his soul. God rest his soul. But you will not place the blame on me, Miss Lady, because I'm not watching what goes on in my neighborhood. The way these kids is now, because y'all decided to let y'all kids go wild, not paying no attention to them, because you decided to have your kids at a young age. And now that you able to go out there and do some things, and your child old enough to watch the rest of them, you want to decide to go and not pay attention to your kids. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. You will not blame me for that. If I get out of my car to get my groceries and go in my house, I'm not wrong for that. I'm not wrong for that, Miss Lady. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Now, this right here is a shame. I blame the school. I blame the mama the mama and the daddy. I blame them the most. Just like baby daddy. With them babies that the boys, the 9-year-old and the 2-year-old. Or 2-week-old, 2-month-old, whatever she was. But she was murdered. I mean, they was found cold. Hypothermia. In the car. Daddy said she ain't tell me that she was homeless. She just said, can you get the kids? That's what he said. But all I'm saying is, as a parent, check on your kids. If your child has been homeless for 3 months, living with his or her mama, daddy should know. If you are a real father, you should know where your child is. Because you've been going to go pick up your child. You're not depending on mama to bring your child to you. I'm just saying. You should be able to go pick up your own child to bring her on your side of town. I'm just saying. Now, if you 15, 13, 16, 17, 18, and you trying to get it, you trying to figure it out, and then you have a child, and you don't know how to drive, you ain't got no driver's license, then that's different. But grown folks, come on now. You should be able to go pick up your child to spend time with your child and not depend on somebody to bring your child to you. This is ridiculous. Did you see the house? In this whole story, I blame the mama for all of this. All of this. I blame the mama. All you was doing was just dropping off food to make sure they don't starve to death. That's what you did. From what they see, these kids been living here since 2021 by themselves. and you over somewhere, wherever you are, probably trying to live the good life. I don't know how, when you know you got 3 other kids, 15, 12, and 13, at home, at your house, trying to fend for themselves. But let me tell y'all the problem that I have. I'm going to tell y'all the problem that I have when we come back. We're finna go to the next clip. Still with this family. And I'm going to tell you this problem that I have. You know, sometimes I feel like when I got the platform and I got the microphone, I can say what I want to say. And how I feel. And that's what I'm going to do when I come right back after this.
Tonight, we are continuing to cover a case that is stunning Metro Detroit. 3 children rescued from squalid conditions. Their mother now under arrest. Thank you so much for joining us for 7 News Detroit at 11. I'm Whitney Burney. Their mother allegedly abandoning the children in 2020 or 2021, leaving a 15-year-old boy, 13-year-old girl, and a 12-year-old girl, only leaving food once a week. Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard saying, quote, "This situation would be deemed deplorable and intolerable for an animal, and it is utterly unacceptable for 3 children." 7 News Detroit reporter Tierra Braddock spoke to Sheriff Bouchard today, as well as a neighbor reacting to the chilling revelations. We do want to warn you, some of the details of this story are very disturbing.
Just a few days ago, Oakland County Sheriff deputies came to this house behind me to do a welfare check on a woman. But when they got inside, they didn't find her, but they did discover her 3 kids who had been abandoned, living in deplorable conditions.
Everybody's upset about it, like, oh my God, this is right in our neighborhood. How could something like this happen?
Pontiac resident Emma Gross lives a few streets over from the home where the kids were found. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says the house was covered in piles of trash as high as 4 feet in some rooms. There was even mold and human feces throughout the house.
It's pretty heartbreaking that the kids would have to live under those conditions.
Sheriff Michael Bouchard tells me a 15-year-old boy and his 2 sisters, ages 12 and 13, hadn't been outside the home in years and were surviving off of weekly drop-offs of prepared food.
It kind of reminds me of the commercials you see where animals are living in very deplorable conditions. Well, kind of take that times 10. And that's what the kids were living in for years.
The boy told deputies that his mother abandoned them back in either 2020 or 2021. Deputies were recently called because the landlord of the home asked for them to do a welfare check.
The landlord said he hadn't seen her for some time. And I think, as our detectives mentioned, that hadn't paid her rent going back to October.
The kid's mother was arrested on Friday, and Bouchard says she had been living somewhere else in Pontiac. The kids hadn't been in school since they were abandoned.
Well, that's going to be a very long process to figure this all out. Not just how they are, both mentally and physically, but how did this ever happen, to have these kids fall through the cracks on so many levels with relatives, the community, and with schools.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
I've seen, child neglect and other situations where they're living in bad places, but not to this level and not for this extended duration.
The mother will be facing criminal charges, and in the meantime, her kids are now staying with a relative. In Pontiac, Tierra Braddock, 7.
Sorry, I just found out that I was on mute. Thank you, Carmen. I don't know. I'm so used to it coming off of mute for me. But What I was saying was, I have a problem. My mama texted me. We can't hear you. Oh, look, Tina said we can't hear you. You should definitely be able to hear me now, y'all. You should be able to hear me now. So, but thank y'all. Thank y'all for paying attention and seeing that I wasn't paying attention good enough, apparently, to know that I wasn't off of mute. But anyways, like I was saying was, it's just sad that these kids, and I'm not blaming the kids, I just blame the mama. That's why I blame the mama and the daddy. Because the daddy should know for 3 years, the daddy should know that his kids is staying in this household with feces laying on pizza boxes, not going to school. Let's add that too. Not going to school and just doing whatever the hell they want to do. So the daddy, I can't take away from the daddy. He said, hear you loud and clear. Thank you, Tina. I don't know, I'll be a little extra loud too, especially when I get a little crunk. When I get a little crunk with it, I get a little extra loud. But I'm just saying, you know, these kids wasn't babies. And this is the problem that I have. And I'm just gonna say it. And I hope y'all don't take offense to it. Y'all don't get mad. Y'all don't say, I don't want to watch PT Time no more because she just said what she finna say. I'm sorry. But one thing over here, I speak my mind. If I don't get a chance to speak my mind nowhere else, I'm going to speak it on PGT Time because I'm the CEO and founder of PGT Time television show / podcast and 501c3 nonprofit organization, PGT Time Foundation, Inc. So I can speak my mind over here. And I ain't trying to step on no toes. But I have a problem with this 15-year-old, 13-year-old, and 12-year-old. Not 15 months, 12 months, 13 months. 15-year-old, 13-year-old, and 12-year-old. I have a problem with them staying in this and not leaving out to go get help. When mama is dropping food off on the doorstep like you is a dog or something. Why your child don't have enough sense to say, you know what? I'm about to go and tell on your ass. You is not treating me the way I'm supposed to be treated as a child. This is not the norm. 15, 12, and 13, the way society is now, if they're able to play the game and watch TV, they should be able to know that this ain't right. I ain't going to school from 2021 to 2025. And my mama is dropping food off on the doorsteps or having DoorDash or Uber Eats drop the food off on the doorstep. And then on top of that, when you called your mama, when the police came and your mama sat there and told you, hide, I don't understand. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not trying to blame these kids. Lord knows I'm not trying to blame these kids. It is not blaming them at all. But what I will say, if you don't feel like your child is smart enough to look at you as a mama and daddy and say, y'all mistreating me, and I'm not supposed to be living like this in 2025, then yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Carmen said, I'm there with you. Tina said, I definitely blame the mama. That's cold-hearted to do her kids like that. Your own child. The one that you birthed, the one that you struggle trying to make sure that they got shoes on their feet, shirts on their back, pants on their legs, shorts when it's hot, a hat to cover up their ears in the wintertime, gloves, coat, jacket. They grow all the time. I thank God for my mom and daddy. Mama Peach and Mimi, my mother-in-law. I thank God for them. Mama Peach, she don't hold nothing back. These are her only 2 grandkids. My mother-in-law, she got other grandkids. But for my mama, Mama Peach, and Daddy-o, they only grandkids. My mama, my daddy, only grandkids. They go over and beyond for my kids. I thank God for them. Plus, I spoil them and do what I can. I'm not understanding. Yes, my life. For years. For years. I'm not trying to blame these kids. I'm not trying to put the blame on these kids. I'm blaming the mama. Why you didn't raise your kids good enough, smart enough to say, I can't live like this. My mama is over here doing me wrong. I got to go. It's snow outside, y'all. So was she paying the water bill, the light bill? I don't care what bill she was paying. Did y'all see the inside of this house? So you just, as a mama, you just didn't, even if you decided, I'm finna leave, they can have this house. I'm gonna make sure they got food. I'm gonna make sure all the bills is paid. Even if she would say, I'm gonna make sure they go to school. You should still, for 4 years, you should still make sure that the inside of that house is sanitary for your kids to live in. I would not leave my kids in charge of my whole house. No, I will not. I will not. I do not trust them enough that they are going to keep my entire house clean. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I'm just saying. I'm just giving my personal opinion. Carmen said this is a messed up situation. I hope y'all don't think I'm being mean or I'm trying to place the blame on the kids, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want y'all to understand, even when y'all decide to act a fool and decide I don't want to do this no more, baby daddy acting crazy. He acting like he ain't helped me raise these kids. And now I'm over here raising these kids by myself, and I'm tired. They disrespectful, they bad, they get on my my last everlasting nerves. I'm out of this joint. I'm done. Yo, at 15, 13, and 12, somebody between the 3 of them should be like, you know what? I don't care if mama here or not. Y'all ain't finna, I'm not finna live in this. I'm not finna live in filth. I unplug every game, every phone, charger. You gonna go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, I'm gonna make sure that your charger is gone. Hiding off somewhere. I'm not finna live like it. Should be one of them kids should say, I'm not finna live like this. That's all I am saying. That's all I am saying. Carmen said, anybody that will allow that woman to live with them while she left her kids. Yes. Yes. And those deplorable conditions should be ashamed of themselves. Both of them need to be gone. Like, did the mama go get a whole new place? Because that's what I thought about Carmen. Like, who allowed you to let them live with you? Live with them. Knowing that you got woman, you got 3 whole kids. And they ain't babies. They big kids. You got 3 whole big kids. What ninja from the block, straight from the gutter, say it's okay for you and him to get a place together? Because I still don't believe that this ninja had his own place and said, you come stay with me. I'm hoping that ninja is scared that he is going to go to jail. If you ever get caught, they may place the blame on me as well. So no, I'm sure gonna hope and believe that a ninja said, no, not over here. And then you decide to get your own place and let another ninja come and spend the night with you. That's what I'm hoping that you was. I don't know. Because either way it go, you still dumb and doing all of this. All of this. Like, what have you, who taught you? Who raised you? Who raised you, Miss Lady? And what have you instilled in your kids? That your kids would sit here in this filth when they could have easily went to school and told on y'all asses and be better off in the doggone foster care. And all foster cares ain't good. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Sometimes I have to make some noise. Sometimes I gotta make some noise, okay? Tina said not long ago there was a video to where the mother left the baby in the house while she stayed with the boyfriend. Boyfriend didn't know she had a kid. I understand that. And if boyfriend don't know that she got a kid, I got a problem with you too, boyfriend. Right about now, we all need to be doing our research. We all need to be trying to figure out, is this heifer or is this ninja telling me the truth about themselves? I'm just saying. A lot of people can say, well, Miss Peachy, you was one of the lucky ones. Maybe I was, maybe I wasn't. Maybe my mama prayed for me. Maybe I had a good foundation. Maybe my village was there. I don't know what it was. But what I do know, if I don't know nothing else, I remember all the way back to I was about 5 years old. 5 years old was when I started remembering stuff. So therefore, 15, 12, 13, I wish Mama Peach would. Mama Peach, I wish you. Mama Peach, I wish you would have did me like that, Mama Peach. Mama Peach would be in somebody's chair of prison. Sorry, Mama Peach. I love you, Mama Peach. I love Daddy-O. I love my mom and my daddy. My kids call my daddy Daddy-O and call my mama Gigi. And everybody out here on PGT time, y'all call my mama Mama Peach. So I'll tell you, Mama Peach, I wish you would. I'm just saying. I was smart enough at 15, 12, and 13 to know that if somebody was doing me like this ain't the right way to go. This ain't the right way to go. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. We are about to get into our last topic for the night, which is called He Warned CPS. This was so devastating. This was so sad. This was the story that I added at the last minute. I put it out there to y'all. I did put it out there to y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. Let's get into it. He warned CPS. This is sad. I'm just going to be honest. This is sad. But here we go. I love y'all so much. Love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. This thing's acting crazy. Okay, there we go.
Children's Protective Services missed blaring warnings that could have saved the life of a 9-year-old Detroit boy.
His remains were found buried in a backyard at a home in January. The boy's mother was charged with his murder on February 5th.
7 investigator Ross Jones is revealing internal CPS records, raising serious questions about what officials did and did not do when they heard alarming claims about the child's safety.
We identified some human remains, someone small in stature. Extremely sad day.
The scene at Woodingham and St. Martin's in Detroit was enough to shake even career police officers. The body of a child found buried in a shallow grave.
This case is rather shocking. In my 27-year career, I don't remember seeing anything like this.
It took days for officers to determine that the boy was 9-year-old Zamar King, murdered, prosecutors say, by his mother, Brandy Pierce.
It's alleged that she purchased a shovel. She bound him by tying his hands and feet together. She then put him in this hole and covered him with dirt.
But as unspeakable as the alleged crime was, it did not come out of nowhere.
It's just a train wreck that's going to happen, right? You just see it coming, and they don't do anything about it.
By law, records from Children's Protective Services are guarded closely, even after a child dies. But we've obtained internal CPS records that show state employees were warned for years that Zamar was in danger. At least 4 times, records show, Brandy Pierce was the subject of CPS complaints. The first coming in 2015, after Pierce admitted to marijuana and alcohol use during her first trimester. It happened, she said, before she decided to keep Zamar. There were complaints in 2019 and 2021, both alleging that Zamar had been left alone. The first time, in the lobby of a Southfield apartment building, with Zamar telling police he did not know where he belonged. Police later made contact with a relative, and the complaint was denied. 2 years later, on a 78-degree day in May, Zamar was left alone in his mother's locked car for more than 90 minutes while she went to a doctor's appointment. She told police her son was a heavy sleeper and claimed doctors wouldn't let him into her appointment.
It's the pattern, right? Here is a mom, again, where she's repeatedly reported by different people in the community.
Frank Vandervoort is a law professor at the University of Michigan and a longtime child welfare advocate, who said Pierce's pattern of behavior and the disclosure that she was receiving mental health services on an almost daily basis should have been a red flag to CPS.
That suggests to me a very severe level of mental health need. So I'm troubled by that, and it raises more questions than it answers for us.
The Macomb County prosecutor denied a warrant request for child abuse, saying there was insufficient evidence and CPS working with mom. CPS would close the case after performing a home visit, finding no safety hazards, enough food, and suitable sleeping arrangements.
And you can't hear me. And you can't hear me. Ever said can't hear me? Silent again. I'm sorry, y'all. I was on the road too. I was on the road. But what I was saying was, look, what I was saying was, what are we supposed to do when God created these other people that stands in for the mama and daddy that don't want to take care of their kids, looking retarded out here, acting a fool, but want to be out here making these kids, but you don't want to take care of them. But God did put people in place. He did put people in place to help take care of y'all kids, to make sure that they supposed to stay safe, all that. But when the devil is the ones taking care of those people, because the devil take care of their own. Carmen, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know who else out there. Amber, you know what I'm talking about. Mama Peach know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about out there. What are we supposed to do when those people fail? You don't want nobody taking care of your kids. You don't want nobody taking care of your kids. I get that. But when the ones that fail, what are we supposed to do? Let's get into this next clip. Same topic. Here we go.
Then, last April, came the fourth complaint to CPS. This time, Pierce would come here to this Plymouth Hospital emergency room, reporting she was anxious and depressed. Pierce told CPS she had a breakdown and felt herself going into a panic attack. She was questioning whether she should give up custody of one of her children. She'd been evicted from a motel, she said. Her car was repossessed. She was completely out of funds. Once she left the hospital, she and her kids would be sleeping on the street.
On its own, how serious is that?
Critical. This is a family with no place to live. She tells the caseworker, I can't sleep in my car, which suggests to me that she's been sleeping in her car at some points.
But what Samar told CPS was most alarming of all. He had not been to school in over a year.
I got a problem with it. And I'm going to start this over from the beginning. I got a problem with this. She has sat there and told them, I have nowhere to go. I can't live nowhere. Have nowhere to live. She just said, I have nowhere to live, nowhere to go. I can't sleep in my car. I have no money. If she says she ain't got no money, she probably ain't got no job. She's coming to y'all for help. She probably done paid her taxes for years. And now I'm coming back to y'all for help. And y'all can't help me. Y'all just gonna watch me sink. I get it. I get it. That everybody is able to, should be able to take care of themselves, take care of their kids, all that. But sometimes we all fall short. We all fall short. This might be this girl's first time falling short. Who knows? We don't know. You don't know. I don't know. I can't even give you the answer. But nobody was able to help her. And she done went through all of this. In case y'all forgot, here we go.
Then, last April, came the fourth complaint to CPS. This time, Pierce would come here to this Plymouth Hospital emergency room, reporting she was anxious and
This was the fourth complaint. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. But this was the fourth complaint to CPS of her saying, I need help. The fourth complaint. I need help. I need help. I need help. I need help. That's four. And what, y'all didn't believe her? Not saying this, there is no excuse. No excuse for what she did. She should still be behind bars for the rest of her life. But all I'm saying is y'all could have saved a human being. Y'all could have saved a child. That's all I'm saying. Here we go.
Then, last April, came the fourth complaint to CPS. This time, Pierce would come here to this Plymouth Hospital emergency room, reporting she was anxious and depressed. Pierce told CPS she had a breakdown and felt herself going into a panic attack. She was questioning whether she should give up custody of one of her children. She'd been evicted from a motel, she said. Her car was repossessed. She was completely out of funds. Once she left the hospital, she and her kids would be sleeping on the street.
On its own, how serious is that?
Critical. This is a family with no place to live. She tells the caseworker, I can't sleep in my car, which suggests to me that she's been sleeping in her car at some points.
But what Zamar told CPS was most alarming of all. He had not been to school in over a year, he said, and doesn't always have food to eat. He said his mother beat him with a belt, that she's choked him with her hands, and that she wants to kill him.
Any rational, normal person walking out on the street hearing this would be completely alarmed by what they're hearing. They would take action. They would call the police.
But what CPS did, according to internal records, was close the case. The investigation found no preponderance of evidence of physical neglect. Pierce was provided with pamphlets connecting her with community services, and a note was added to follow up on her mental health appointments. 6 months later, after Zamar reported that his mother choked and wanted to kill him, prosecutors say she did.
It's alleged that she killed him and that the cause of death found by the medical examiner was smothering and neck compression.
CPS records show that the family was placed at a homeless shelter after that final complaint last April. It is not clear how long they were there. Then in December, Brandy Pierce was found in Georgia. She was arrested after someone reported finding her other child, a 3-year-old, locked in a car alone. Police said temperatures were in the 40s, the child was nude, and there was feces and a deflated air mattress in the vehicle. Citing state and federal law, CPS said they could not comment on this case, but they are heartbroken by Zamar's death and are committed to ensuring the health and safety of all children. Tonight, Zamar's relatives are trying to pay for his burial. They have started a GoFundMe, and we have included a link where you can donate on our website right now at wxyz.com. Beyond horrific. And we asked CPS, is the employee who handled that last investigation, what is their status? Are they working today? Are they under investigation? Were they disciplined? They said they couldn't comment, but there are many, many questions that need to be asked about this.
I mean, it leaves you speechless, and my stomach is just turning over. Where is that mom? She's locked up right now, or she's getting help?
It is unclear whether or not she's still in Georgia. They have to move her to Michigan so she can be arraigned. Her whereabouts right now are not entirely clear, but she is under arrest.
And her other children are safe, as far as we know.
State custody right now.
So many missed red flags. All right, Ross, thank you so much for that.
All right, y'all. So she was found here in Georgia, but from Michigan. So they waiting for everything. It just saddens me that she tried to get help. As we all can see, as they knew just as well. She tried to get some help. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm eating chips. But she tried to get help. She reached out to people. She told them the truth on what's going on in Detroit. And y'all said, to hell with you and your kids. I'm just saying. And then the little boy even warned CPS and said, my mama, she been saying shit, she wanted to take me on out. And either y'all didn't believe him, or y'all just didn't have time to place him somewhere else. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. We have came to the end of the show. Very, very sad situation with that family. But we are out of here. And I got a lot of y'all on here tonight. So let me see if I can find this video. Yes. It must not been meant. Am I back? Can y'all hear me? I see a blank screen. I'm telling you, like me and husband said, it's like so much stuff been going on since I decided to go with this new streaming service. But I don't see y'all. I don't see y'all, but I'm finna go on and see if y'all can hear me. It done started all the way from the beginning. Okay, so y'all can hear me. Y'all don't see me, but y'all can hear me. So I am about to we're gonna end this live. I'm going to the comments, but I also want to play a video. Willie Hines. Do I got it? And y'all know my system be acting crazy from time to time. Willie. I ain't got it. I got it. But not tribute, talent. Willie Hine. I got it, y'all. This is one of my favorite songs. One of my favorite indie artists that's out there. So I hope y'all check him out. I don't know why it's not showing me. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good in the hood, baby. I wonder if I take me down and bring me back up. If that'll know, it's still saying I'm offline. But y'all can at least see this. Oh, that ain't even playing either. I don't know. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully this will play for y'all. And then, yep, it's playing. Here we go. I love you guys. Make sure you listen to my babies. Willie Hine in the building, baby. PGT time. See y'all on Wednesday. We got, let me show y'all who's going to come on Wednesday. Did I show? I think I showed y'all already. Yes. The private investigator. So, y'all tune in on Wednesday. I love y'all. But check Willie Hine out. Yes, here we go.
Alright, so the players you still got the way. Alright. Sonya Blaine, what up, though? Kenny Misfit, what up, though? Yeah. Two eye, bitch. Two eye, bitch. What? Two eye, bitch. Two eye, bitch. What?
I'm in the clouds when I'm with you. Girl, what's your name? I hope this don't offend you. Tastes like cocaine. I didn't think I'd get so. I get so high. Now I'm feeling for you, baby. Where's the lie? Baby, long roses are white and proud of blue. This feels like love. Ribbons in the sky, they fall on you. This feels like love. On it, boy, I send you out of reach when I ride on it. What you lacing in my weed? Put my life on mine. Well, you know just what to do. Baby, I can't wait to get to you. Bella, it's a vibe in the function. Is that tribal or something? Where this shit was by dead, girl. Till I end up coming out rap like I signed a dungeon. Yeah, like big boy Dre now. Try to kinda look like Bay now. I'ma shoot my shot like Jay now. Shit, I shoot like right now. Home team girl like straight now. On God, let the Lord make a way now. If you
scared, go to church like ain't them. But ain't scared, I'm with a DJ now. She said I pass on the heart, we can blame them. But I like them blocks, okay now. Shit, I shade them. I said, girl, your love is so guitar. Now let me play on that. I play your favorite song, God Clash, let me stay on that. I knew it was a smash when I featured Sonya Blade on it. 4 years later, caught her up and hit replay on it. Girl, I had you spending all your funds. Hit you with this rock and you think that I'm cheating Peter Gunn. Say some shit like, nigga, did you smoke crack before you came over? You remind
Return, please return. Please return, please return, please return.